smile too.
Well, she was like a little mouse when we first saw her, and she found it very, very difficult to make things look elegant, but she's achieved some of that now.
Actually, John, I really have noticed that with the Romanians, they are looking even more elegant in these Olympics. A few years ago, they were starting to look maybe a little bit gimmicky, but they seem to have got more elegant now, and they really are pushing these Russians for that gold.
They're certainly pushing them, but they don't look quite so steady as they did in the Rotterdam World Championships. It was one of those days when they walked into the arena, everything stuck, they looked as steady as rocks. Here they've just looked a little bit vulnerable, perhaps because of Dobre carrying that injury. And the Russians looking stronger than ever, a few new members in the team, but they might maybe new to the international arena, but quite obviously they've been going through that wonderful Russian circuit. The way that they build their gymnasts up is something that even the Romanians can't really equal. Well, the end of the first rotation here, no action, so we'll take a break, but we'll be back for the second rotation. Join us again in a few minutes. Welcome back to the gymnastics arena here in Seoul. The gymnasts still warming up for the start of the second rotation. The USSR go to the asymmetric bars, the East Germans on floor, the Romanians on beam, and the USA on vault. Monica, I think it's a sure sign of the strength of this USSR team that Oksana Emelianchik is not included. She came here as one of the 7 that the USSR had to nominate, but she was the one, the 1975 joint world champion, and such a brilliant floor worker that they left out.
Yes, it was unfortunate. I think that many of her fans would have loved to have seen her here. But I think that even though she looked on brilliant form when we saw her in warm-up, she wasn't as sharp as the team that they've got now.
Straight into the action. First up on the A-bars, Elena Shevchenko.
Not be happy about the landing, but the routine itself, lots of variety, some interesting little link-up moves as well, not just large skill into large skill. Intermittent, interesting movements. That was beautifully executed, full twisting giant, straight into the catch-up. A difficult combination, and then a half-turn dropping to the bottom bar.
Shevchenko, one of the newcomers into the team. 16 years old, 17 in 3 weeks' time. She's from Moscow, and she's still at school. And this is where the Russians are so good. They introduce the new talent at exactly the right time, and they're totally hard about getting rid of some of the old favorites. And it always does seem to work for them. 9.8 for Shevchenko.
Yes, Shevchenko was put to the test in the European Cup in Florence at the beginning of July, and she came up trumps there. And so, inevitably, she was going to get a place in the team instead of Emelianchik.
Little Svetlana Faitova, 16 years old. Lovely full spin there on the bottom bar.
Oh!
Now that was a delta.
And a high one at that. Lovely form. Oh! Almost leaves you speechless. Pulling back out. There's Emelianchik supporting everybody. She's here in reserve capacity.
There, a lovely Delchev. We've been arguing about this because a lot of the girls cheat it and get all the way around while they're still on the bar. And I reckon it's a Jaeger somersault when they do that. But that was very definitely, Monica, a Delchev. I'll give you that one.
I wouldn't say arguing, but a healthy discussion. And here's the full twist into the double back somersault, full twist in the first, just coming out into the second somersault. An amazingly difficult move to do at the end of a bar routine. Vaitova made her debut to international gymnastics at the European in Moscow in '87, and she had a disastrous time. So it's really pleasing to see that she's got back on form, and she's pleased the selectors enough to get into their Olympic team.
Well, the US came into the competition 0.9 ahead of Romania. After the first rotation, they're 1.225 ahead, so already extending that lead. Vaitova's score, 9.875. Well, we better leave it there. Back to you, Hazel, in the studio, and a million apologies for calling you Helen yesterday. I promise you I was thinking Hazel. It's just all these Eastern European names. They make you give you brain damage in the end.
Well, thanks very much, John. That's very kind of you to remember who I am. We've never met, but...
The girls given the freedom to perform their party pieces. The lucky men reporting for us in the gymnastics hall, Mitch Fenner and Barry Davis.
The world champion.
Little pace forward.
9.9.
To land without a flicker.
Just the look that gives little away. And the performance of these young ladies is quite amazing. Both what they do on the apparatus and in the way they control themselves, live with the pressure. They're having quite a long... Sidivash has been given her second 10 on the bars routine. Whether that look was towards the Romanian, I'm not sure. But within the team contest, there is one heck of a battle between these two. One of the contests of the games. Leaves the others playing but supporting roles. But it could well be how well those supporting roles are played as to who takes this. The team position after one rotation, and the Soviets slightly increasing their lead, and the Bulgarians, who did so well earlier in the evening, currently in third place. The background. Now the Romanians on the beam. Galea 9.85.